When we talk about the four tenets of racial therapy, we first start off with the tenet of how to value experience. Most companies, almost all companies, value an employee's professional experience. But where companies fall short is valuing employees' non-professional experience, their lived experience. When we talk about employees' lived experience, we're talking about their social background, economic background, racial background, cultural background. The collection of these experiences makes the employee who sits in your office on a daily basis. The natural talent, the natural skill that comes from someone's lived experience has all to do with why you hired them, as much as their professional experience. To not acknowledge, to not assign the appropriate value to an employee's lived experience is not just doing a disservice to the company, it's also doing a disservice to the employee, because you're not acknowledging the totality that is them. When we talk about the second tenet of racial therapy, we're talking about how to have discourse. All companies value communication, but companies don't know how to have communication. When we talk about the question of discourse, it could be about a situation, an incident between two employees, or it could be about current events. For example, if a traumatic current events happen, for management to not take the time and actually acknowledge that event within that company, that could do a big disservice to their employees' psychological and emotional health. When a simple acknowledgement can go a long way in making an employee feel like they belong in that environment. When we talk about the third tenet of racial therapy, we're talking about a very familiar topic. We're talking about a topic that has courses, workshops, curriculums designed. We all know what it means to manage, but what does it mean to be managed? The third tenet of racial therapy is how to be managed. What would it mean for employees to know how they like to be managed? What would that do for employee management relationships? What would it mean for management to know how they like to be managed by their employees? What would that do for the culture? When we talk about the fourth tenet of racial therapy, we're talking about how to see color. When we're talking about color, we're talking about somebody's racial experience. When we're talking about somebody's racial experience, we're talking about somebody's lived experience. Companies have to ask themselves, what does it mean? What does it feel like for a black person to work in a predominantly white environment? What does it mean for a white person to work in a predominantly black environment? Racial therapy is about collecting the most innovative developmental tools possible to create a work environment that is fair, that is developmental, and that is productive. Majority of people spend the majority of their life in the workplace. Why shouldn't that be the most comfortable environment possible? Thank you.